Striking Scorpion 82 is sponsored by VoxLink. The VoxLink app pulls all the amazing elements of our hobby into one place. Browse your favourite gaming content, keep up to date with tournaments, hobby classes, conventions, both local and further abroad, and link up with fellow gamers near you. Filter by game and distance, tailor what you want to see, and link up with who you want to play. Don't get isolated from your comrades, battle brother. Use VoxLink to stay in the fight. VoxLink will be free to download and use, and at this pre-release stage you can keep fully updated on developments by following the Kickstarter campaign. This pioneering app is set to take the gaming community by storm, so be the first in line for VoxLink. Link in the video description below. Right, so 2,000 points of droids here, aka Tau Empire. I can run these as Tau. It's a secret project reveal here. So what I've done is taken one of my favourite sci-fi concepts and design work in the form of the droids from the Star Wars films, and then I've based them up and put them together for games in 40k. Just some fun here. You can use them as Tau, so using the Tau rules for these in this battle. 2,000 points of them as they take on the Space Marines. So before I run through the list here for the droids, we have gold level patrons. They get their names shouted out during our games. Also a patronic dice to use at some critical point during the game. I'll call out the silver level patrons at the end of the battle, and you can check out the end credits that'll give you the names of all the patrons, including those supporting at bronze. And all the proceeds go to help support the channel, and also SSWG War Games Club, where we're actually filming this game at the moment. So link for the Patreon in the video description. So for the droids here, as I said, running from the Tau Codex, just going to use the Tau rules for these. So it's Tau Sept, and then an Arcs of Omen detachment across here running, majoring on the troops, and it all fits into the one detachment. So HQ choices, first of all, running Long Strike. So they're going to count these AAT tanks as hammerheads in the game, so it's a hover tank, main gun, 2 sponsons, and the rockets across here, so it all seems to fit in quite nicely. So for him, taking the accelerator burst cannons as the sponsons, 2 Seeker missiles to be fired out of here, and the main gun, not going to run rail guns here, trying to keep as realistic as possible to the movies, so it's the iron cannon being taken on him. Then 2 HQs across here, going to run these droid commanders as Cadre Fireblades. The one with the yellow helmet on top here, taking a Warlord trait for Unity Devastation. And then across here, Ortu's Lantern relic being taken for the second one. So that's HQs, and on to troops. Add units of 10 droids, 8 of them, so 80 battle droids. Going to run those as Tau Fire Warriors, taking pulse carbines, no further upgrades for the squad, and each squad leader is one of the droids here with the binoculars. So just going to run those as regular Fire Warriors. They fit in quite nicely, 4 up armor save, weapon skill 5+, they're useless in close combat, which matches the droids just nicely. And then taking the pulse carbines for those. Then onto elites. So droid guards are more tricky to fit in here, but we're going to run these as crisis battle suits. So strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds each, so they're much more of a resilient droid. So firepower for those, double cyclic iron blaster being taken for their shooting weapons. And then if you watch the films, the droid guards come with a shield, so an easy upgrade shield generator being taken for each of those as well. So a squad of 4 and a squad of 3. That's elite's choice being taken. Now I have done a house rule here again just for realism and agreed upon, no problem. So I'm going to drop deep strike with those, manta strike not available, and also the fly keywords. These droid guards will not be flying over the top of stuff. But I'm going to swap that out and then take an auto advance 6 inches of these. The way they move around so quickly in the films, when they advance, it's automatically 6 inches to give them a bit of buff in that regard. So that's the elite's choices. And then finally, for heavy support, so it's the AAT Trade Federation tanks here, or hammerheads. So 3 of them available here. Same loadout as long strikes. Accelerator burst cannon sponsons for those. Just got enough points to take 1 seeker missile for each of these, and then the iron cannons for the main turret gun for each of those. So painted tutorials available for these, and I've done a number of them. I've done one for the droids. You're welcome to use these colour schemes for painting up your own Star Wars models, or you can transfer it across to the 40k army, no problem. So that's one of the regular droids, the tutorial for them. Also done a tutorial for the droid Degars, including mastering that metallic red, bronzy kind of colour. I'll show you how to do it in the video. I also cover the basing work, this new basing colour scheme as well. So that's those. And there's also a colour scheme for the AAT tanks across here. Very happy with how they've come out. So there's full tutorials available for the key units here for this list. So then we have Phoenix Swords. That's the top level support and YouTube channel membership. There's a multitude of perks for them, but they get unit allocation for all of our battle reports here. So I'll call their names out here and the units they've been allocated to, and the idea is they can follow the unit around during each of our games. So Longbow BB across here on Long Strike. Gut B onto this hammerhead. The other 2 hammerheads is Andrea Stewart and Nate Miller. Then Daniel Cunningham, anti-imperial player, so put him onto the droid Degars here, the largest squad of 4. B, PP Wargaming onto the squad of 3. And then 3 more Phoenix Lords onto droid squads here. Vagabond onto this squad, Mephisto onto this squad, and then Ben Shaw onto this squad across here. But that's the list here for the droids, aka the Tau. We'll take a look now and see what the Space Marines have in their list. Alright, so 2,000 points. I was going to say Primaris Space Marines, but this first ball mixed in here as well. It's one of our Phoenix Lords, top level support and YouTube channel membership. Finally got to meet him. It's Michael Fryer here, big Space Marine player, and he's brought his army here. Now this is not Crimson Fist. This is like a successor chapter of the Salamanders. It is, yeah. Yeah, okay. So this is his customised army here, but they look great on the board. There's some models that are debuting on the channel as well. So we'll take a closer look at them in just a moment. We'll let Michael run through what he has in his list.
This is my 2,000 points of my custom Space Marine chapter. Starting off, I've got a captain in Gravis armor. I've upgraded him to a chapter master and given him the Warlord Drake Master of the Codex. My second HQ is my Librarian and Terminator armor. He's just a bare bones Terminator, no upgrades on him. I did stupidly give him a little hand, but he's actually manifesting a combi melter in his hand, so that's what we're playing with him in game. And he knows Psychic Fortress and Veil of Time. And then my Warlord is my Primaris Chaplain on bike. I've tooled him out a little bit, so I've upgraded him to Master of Sanctity. He is my Warlord, so I've given him the Warlord trait Wise Orator, and then a Salamander's Warlord trait Anvil of Strength, which gives him +2 strength. And then I've also given him the relic Benediction of Fury, so that's the relic Corrosium. And then his litanies are Exhortation of Rage and Mantra of Strength.
Yep.
So he's pretty devastating if I get some strats. And his
damage 4?
Damage 3.
Yeah.
On his litany it goes up to damage
4.
4.
I know it, yes.
And then the Salamanders have a strat which gives +1 strength and 6s to wound are double damage. So yeah, a lot's got to go off, but he could be deadly.
Yeah.
And then for my troops choices, this is an Arcs of Omens detachment. So my compulsory are my troops. So I've got 1 unit of Incursors, and they've got the Haywire Mine because Space Marines basically get all their war gear for free. So I've put it all on there. I've then got 2 units of Infiltrators, 1 here and 1 there, and they've got the Helix Gauntlet, so they can ignore the first failed save per turn on a unit. I've then got 4 identical units of Assault Intercessors, these 2 here and those 2 there. And they've got the sergeants have got Thunderhammers and Flamer pistols, hand flamers, just because Salamander successors and I like those. Yes. Fluffy. I've then got, over onto elites, I've got a 5-man unit of Blade Guard veterans. The sergeant's got a Neo Volkite pistol, but it's in his holster on the side of him. I've got a Blade Guard Ancient, just bare bones, just for the +2 to melee attacks and a +1 leadership. Terminator, Assault Terminators, Thunderhammer Storm Shields, nothing else on those. So I've got a Contemptor Dreadnought here. This is just a bare bones one, so he hasn't got the missile launcher or the chainsword, it's just the fist and the multi-melter. And then for heavies, I've got 1 squad of Eliminators. They're all equipped with last fusils. Now these are the push fit ones, so they come with the sniper bolters, but I wasn't able to get the last fusils just because they're push fit. And then I've got 2 3-man squads of Eradicators. These are the heavy Eradicators with the heavy rifles, melter rifles, and then one of the squads has got a multi-melter. And lastly, an Impulsor with all the tricks and toys. So he's got storm bolters, heavy stubber, and the shield dome on top.
Okay. Is there a name for your chapter?
The Redeemers.
Ah, the Redeemers.
So they're trying to redeem themselves in the eyes of the Emperor for something they've done wrong a long time ago.
Sounds about right for a Space Marine chapter here. Very interesting. Some of the models debuting on the channel. I've not seen. This is the new Gravis Captain, right?
Yes.
Very, very nice colour scheme indeed. So we'll take a look at some of the other models here. This is not Ultramarines Blue. It's called
Heavy Blue.
Heavy Blue, and it's by Vallejo.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Nice straightforward colour scheme. Reminds me of Crimson Fists, but they're not. I think Crimson Fists, all the helmets are red, I think, on that chapter.
Their fist, one of their fists is
That's
red.
right, yes. Yeah, I'll take a look at some of these. So taking magnetised.
Yes.
Joined James's club.
Yeah.
So you have magnetised the weapons as well?
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. So you can interchange, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just in case GW decides to make things more expensive or add something in, I can just swap them out.
Yeah, no, that's wising up to the way Games Workshop operate. And then Eradicators here. Nice colour scheme here, and good continuity across the whole collection. So we'll see how well they get on. We'll call out Phoenix Swords. They've been allocated to models here as well. So Peter Grant onto the Contemptor Dreadnought. JP, something sneaky, so Gene Stealer Colts players. I'll put him onto the Snipers. Amy Almo onto the squad of Assault Intercessors. Then we have Ray Cross onto the Gravis Captain. Michael Fryer, who is playing today, is going to put himself onto his own Warlord. Ed Farrow and Lucas Brown onto the Eradicator squads. And then we have Chris Comiskey onto the Librarian. Then we have Autarchs here that get allocated to individual models for our games. So Dylan Moore or Sergeant Moore onto the Blade Guard Veteran Sergeant. Midnight Miniatures onto the Terminator Sergeant here as well. So that's Phoenix Lords and Autarchs all called out. That's both armies ready to go. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next for this Challenger Scorpion battle. Right, so we have a mission. It's data scry salvage, just randomly determined from the Arc Zone Grand Tournament Strike Force sized games. So as you can see, it's diagonal deployment across the board. So droids deploying over in this corner, marked by the orange dice, and then Michael's Space Marines across the other side are marked by the white dice for their deployment zone. There's 6 objectives on the board. There's a home objective each, so the home objective for the droids here, Space Marine 1 across there, and then there's 4 strung across no man's land. 1, 2, 3, and the other one is just the other side of those containers. For this mission, the control of 2 more objective markers at the start of the command phase turn 2 onwards is worth 4 points. If you control 3 or more, it's worth another 4 points. And if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 4 points on top of that. Objective secured units can take control of objective markers that move off of those objectives, and they still count as being under their control. In this game for the data terminals rule. And then the other part of primary objectives here is the data intercept action. So you perform the action with any unit on your home objective, and you get a number of points to a maximum of 3 based on the number of objectives that you hold. So if you control your home objective, perform the action, then also control 2 no man's land objectives, then in total it's worth 3 victory points. Yeah, so just going to correct this here. This one doesn't count. The points are picked up for the no man's land objectives that you control. So I take it that also means that you can't do it on the opponent's objective, because that's your deployment zone. No man's land is this stretch running across here. So it's all based on the middle objectives, 4 of them. Yeah, we reckon that's correct. Just clarifying here. So it's no man's land, which is this stretch across here. So that's where the points can be harvested for that part of the mission. So that's the mission here. Each of us will choose 3 secondaries each next. So secondaries have been chosen. No prisoners here for the droids. We'll get rewarded for destroying models. So rewards just for doing what we're going to set out to do anyway. Retrieve battlefield data. So that's performing actions in table quarters. Engage in all fronts as well. So we'll be spreading out to do that, and then picking up points for spreading out across the board. Diagonal deployment is quite good for that. If you push out to the left and to the right and get into those table quarters, points can come in. Then Michael's gone for raise the banners. There's plenty of objectives across the board. Shock tactics here, the one that's for regular Space Marines. What is that one?
That's if I take back an objective you were holding.
Oh, right, yes. Tom uses that one a fair bit on the channel. And then Promethean Creed, so it's unique for the Salamanders. And what is that one?
So in my first command phase, I'll select one objective marker that is not within my deployment zone, so no man's land. And then at the end of each of your command phases, if you control the objective marker and a Salamander Corps infantry unit from your armies with a range of it, you score 2 victory points.
Right, okay.
Each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot or fight, if it selects a so basically if you shoot or fight against that unit that's holding that objective,
yes,
if you don't wipe them out completely, you get a point for it. And then if I kill something with a flamer or a melter unit while on that objective, I get 2 points. And I think if I kill something, while holding it, I get 1 point.
It's a hot objective then. Interesting. And then what point do you pick that, just as the game's going to get going?
I choose it in my first
command phase. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's a debut for that secondary. Sounds an interesting one, a good fun one as well. That secondary is chosen for both sides. We'll now start alternating, placing units on the board next. Right, so the battle mat and terrain that we're using in this game is from GameMat.eu. So this one is 6x4 in size. I've just marked out the edge across here with these pipes. But you can get this mat and others in the 60 inches by 44 for your regular games of 9th edition. They also do double-sided mats as well that you can use. And then the terrain is a mixture of terrain going on here, but the ChemZone terrain set is being used here. That's one of the pre-painted terrain sets from GameMat.eu as well. But you can check them out. A wide variety of mats available from them, and also pre-painted terrain sets from GameMat.eu as well. There's a link for them in the video description with a discount code for you as well. Right, so deployment's done for both sides. Droids, it's hard to have variety of them. They're kind of predictable the way they deploy, but massing up with battle droids across here. So squads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cadre Fireblade in amongst them. There is another Cadre Fireblade across there. A large unit of droid guards supporting at the back. Squad Vagabond, Ben Shaw and Mephisto. Daniel Cunningham's squad here. Then the tanks clustering together. There is obscuring terrain. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Nate Miller, Longbow BB, Andrew Stir, just so that the Phoenix Lords can follow these around. Gut B on this one across here. And then there's a squad of droids on guard duty at the back and to perform the action. There's the second Cadre Fireblade, the smaller squad of droid Degars, and then there is another squad of droids over here on this extreme left-hand side. We've got to be careful about guarding our back door, screening our tanks and so on because of the threat of deep striking units. And then we have put one unit into reserves. They're available to come on turn 2 onwards. That's deployment done for the droids here, forming up, programmed, and ready to go. Terrain, we'll just mention it now. So we're playing uniform armor containers on these buildings, exposed position on top. Light covers, infantry sheltering behind can gain light cover. The taller buildings, the double stacked ones, that's this one separately, this one, and the larger stack across there, are going to play that as obscuring in this game. Regular rules from uniform armor containers, going to play these as craters, that one, and this one, and then there's some tank traps and obstacles around the board, usual rules for barricades for those. We'll head round to the other side of the table and see the Space Marine deployment. So infiltrators in no man's land, doing their job, right onto an objective straight away, and Cursor Squad across here, again just near the objective, and then Assault Intercessors lined up at the edge of their deployment zone, getting ready to push forwards aggressively. 1-2 squads here, chapter on the bike, there's another squad tucked in underneath there. Snipers have taken up position on top here, nice field of fire for them. Eradicators with the captain across here. Captain Fryer, it suits salamanders really well, doesn't it?
There it is, there's a joke.
And then the Impulsor, Blade Guard veterans inside, the 5 of those, and the banner. And at the back, Infiltrator Squad, another squad of Assault Intercessors, and then tucked around the corner is the Peter Grant Dreadnought. Reserves is deep striking. I've seen this a fair bit. Firstborn Terminators, deep striking and acting in that role combined with Primaris does seem to be a popular option, so they've gone in. Also with the Terminator Librarian, so he gets the deep strike ability as well. And then flanking with a unit of Eradicators, and then those are inside their transport vehicle. Alright, so deployment's done for both sides. Do you have a battle cry, do you, for your army?
No.
No. Okay. We'll leave it open in the comment section. Sensible suggestions only, please, from people.
I need names for my characters. That's what I need.
Oh, characters open for suggestions as well. Right, we'll throw it open. If you've got names for characters, perhaps we'll see names generate as the battle goes on. We've got Captain Fryer, but you can also offer a different suggestion for that one. But we've got characters that can be named here. You can leave that in the comment section. And perhaps a battle cry for this successor Space Marines chapter. We've gone to the first turn of the game. There's a roll-off here. I think both sides wouldn't mind going first, perhaps more so the droids with their firepower. But we shall roll up and see. Okay. So, after me, Xenos Scum. Oh, no. Droids going first?
Yes.
They are. All right, turn 1 goes to the droids. They'll march off in their style. Turn 1 to them next. Right, movement done for the droids. So flooding through in this direction. They've all made advanced moves. Some rolling 1s and 2s, a couple of 6s being rolled as well. So we're into mod cut, so we'll count as remaining stationary here, even though we're advancing. So pushing through this squad. My Fisto squad's gone here, just about reached the objective. Good roll. Ben Shaw squad just behind. Another squad's reached the objective as well. That one's been grabbed. Didn't roll very well at all, so this one's out of range and not been taken. Droid Degars, I'm trying to be a bit more sensible with these as a mobile reserve. In the previous game, I rolled them out very quick and they got taken down relatively quickly. So I'm sheltering them a bit. Going to use the tanks just like you see in the films to soften up the targets from range. So shifting across with 2. Long strike bless this one, which is then pushed through this gap. The other one's gone round here. So we've got fields of fire lined up with all 4 of these. Again, sheltering with the Droid Degars. No real targets for the Cadre Fireblades. He's pushed up to the corner. The other Cadre Fireblade is pushed up to here. So there's no mark lights going to go off here for the droids this turn. This unit's performing the action on the objective. And the other one's pushed up a little bit to take shelter behind the buildings. That's movement done for the droids. Quite straightforward from them. We'll go on to their shooting phase next. Alright, transhuman is going to be used here. It's the Eradicator squad. They're just sheltering behind the terrain across there. Long strike's going to go after them. With a field of fire. We're going to unloose both of our missiles. We'll let them go now whilst we're on our top bracket as well. So 2 missiles, 2 Seeker missiles being dispatched, sent off in that direction. And then the main turret gun, the iron cannon. And we'll supercharge of that as well. So transhuman being used. So 3s to wound will be 4s to wound. Michael's going to get cover. And -1 for going through the AdMech terrain as well. So I reckon we can't do both. It's either you get pipes and cover, or if it's AdMech terrain, you get the -1 for dents. So we're going to run it as dents here. It's not really piping, it's just AdMech structure. So it's going to be -1 to hit rolls, but not cover for sheltering behind. So we'll go with the 2 missiles here. It's longbow BB firing, and we'll double longbow BB, double stack it up on the Patreon dice as well. So we'll go for individual shots here with the Seeker missiles. 3 is not a hit because of the dense terrain. So I will targeting array this shot and turn it into a 6. Yeah, so that's the inbuilt ability from the Hammerhead. Then we'll go for 4s to win because of the stratagem. No. And I will Tau Sept that wound roll and we turn it into a win. Okay, so this one is, it is AP -3 on this one. So 6 required. No, alright, so damage of 2d3. And that's enough, it's 4 wounds taken. So Eradicator's been picked on here. Michael sheltered them well enough, but the gunships have moved into position to fire at them here. This is the only one of these I have that can see. This one's blocked by terrain, physically can't see it. So this is the only shooting that's going to go against them from the gunships. So we'll go for the second rocket here. Try and direct this one in, needing a 4. We do get a 4. 4 to wound. No. God, call me extreme, but we'll go we'll go for a command reroll on this one. Sorry about this. No, it doesn't wound. Alright, so no wound comes through. Now I'll switch to the main gun. Heavy 3d3, supercharging. This is good. It looks like we've got 7 shots coming through. I've used up all my kind of rerolls and so on going on, so this is a straight up roll. Needing 4s. And it's okay-ish. It's a bit below average. Now I can't adjust any of those dice rerolling. So now we're looking for 4s to wound. The stratagem could be the saving grace here. 2 come through. These are AP -2 this time. So 5 ups to block. You're free to pick on Patreons at any point. There's plenty of Imperial players. You have to read upside down. Yeah, Andrew Swan, he's Ultramarines Custodes. That's about as pure as you can get. So that 1 dice can become 2. Important roll here. Oh, he does block 1. Straight damage 3, so one of them will be slain. But Michael's managed to keep one of them alive. Okay. So Eradicator's got my eye on those units. I'd like to run them with my Primaris Fists here. But that's one of the dangers of those, isn't it? They can be picked on. Okay, so that's 5 power from him finished. The Accelerator Burst Cannon's out of range. We'll switch this Hammerhead across here. It's an 8 millers. So we're going to fire against the snipers. We can see those over there in the distance. We'll unloose our single Seeker missile into them as well. And we'll go for Peter Almo firepower here. So Peter's missile does hit the target. Looking for 2s to win this time. Strength 9. It does wound. If -3. Exposed position on top, playing him as Munitorum, so a 6 to block this one. Some tough rolls coming up here. No, so that's 2d3 damage. The sniper's going to get picked out. Oh yeah, 5 wounds taken, so one of those pulverised. Okay, there's 2 of them left. Main gun, 3d3 shots. Oh, it's dreadful. Just a 3. We'll go for 4s for hits. Okay. Targeting array. Helps. We'll then go for 2s to wound, supercharging here. Yeah, they've all wounded. Okay, so exposed position on top. 3 saves of 5+. Blocked 1, but not enough. Sniper's picked off here.
That's JP. Sorry, JP.
Phoenix Sword removed as well. Yeah, tried to go for a sneaky unit with the snipers. Usually quite safe there, way at the back, but long range iron cannons here, softening up the targets, just as they do in the movies, firing from range. So Michael can comfort himself that it's realistic to the films, but not good to be on the receiving end here of the droid firepower. Okay, that's those 2 done. There's 2 others to come. So unleash this one. This is Andreas Stuer, going to go into the heavy or the assault intercessors there, across the other side. We'll loose the Seeker missile, main turret gun, and the accelerator burst cannons. We have got ourselves in range. We'll go after the Incursor squad, just to head behind the terrain. So we'll do a Seeker missile first, and we'll go Samuel Penaneri for this one. So looking for a... No, I've got to do better than that. That's a 2. So we're looking for a targeting array roll. A 5, yeah, it becomes a hit. Our first round of firepower would be the best. That's all the missiles and the rerolls and so on. But we don't have as much firepower next time. 4 is a wound. So AP -3 on one of these Marines. 6 up in the open. Oh, it does block that one. Well done. Okay. Imagine him glancing it away with a chainsaw or something.
Hitting it with a thunder hammer out the way.
Right, we'll go for number of shots to the turret gun. 5 this time. This was blessed by long strike, so I count as a marker light hit against that target. So we've gone 3s. And I'll leave that. We're supercharging here. And we're wounding on 2s because of strength fate. Didn't need the Tau Sept roll, didn't require it in the end. AP -2 on 4 dice. So not wipe the squad. But almost 2. Boy. Yeah, 4. So I'll strip that squad down. Okay, droid sending out a signal here. The Marines, I think, know they'll need to perhaps close the ground. They do have firepower of their own. There's some decent deep striking and ambush units to come. But droid's getting the first strike. We'll go for the accelerator burst cannons. They're 8 shots each, 2 of them.
As well.
Oh, no, Phoenix Sword being picked up. Okay. So we're looking for 4s because Michael's sheltering behind the terrain. I guess I could use my Tau Sept here, so we're looking for 3s to wound, strength 6. And I'll Tau Sept this one. Doesn't help. Yeah, the one that I re-rolled is I could have Tau Septed the 2, and the ones I can re-roll ones because of Montka. That's what I'm doing. So we're looking for 3s here, and then the Tau Sept roll. Alright, so that's worked out that way. I'll take those away. 7 have made it through here. Ouch. And yeah, no, brought down. This target wiped here. Okay. Sort of struggle against vehicles with these, but for infantry, heavy infantry clearance, they're pretty good. They're softening up targets and wiping them out quite well. Okay, so that's that one done. That's the Andreas Stuer tank finished. So this one that's rounded the corner, we'll go for the assault intercessor squad just over there. Again, we'll loose the missile and the main gun, everything else out of range. And we'll dedicate this one to... Oh, Andreas Stuer. We'll go for him. So this will be the missile, Seeker missile. Missed. We'll targeting array that. And that is still a miss. Main turret gun. 666. It doesn't happen very often.
Let's see it.
So we'll max out the firepower here. Supercharging, just to get that bonus for the wounding. Strength 8. So we're looking for 4s for hits. I will take a mortal wound. And we'll leave it. No, we'll tail step now. Missed, and still a mortal wound. Now we'll try and wound here on 2s. Failed, could have used the tail step for that. So 4 have made it through at -2.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 4 more. Ouch. Right, that's that squad, yeah. Thunderhammers remain, but the bulk of these squads has been reduced severely here. Good softening up from the tanks. Good shooting from them. Right, droid squad across here in the middle. 9 of them can see through to the Eradicator, so we've got a target firing through the gap. We're -1 to the hit rolls. We're going to play Stratagem 6s to hit will auto wound. And then we'll also play Relentless Fusillade, so AP -1 on the firepower with these as well. We've just got to try and hit our target. Reroll 1s, 6s pop extra hits. So 6s are good, there's a few. Looking for 5s though for our hits with the -1 coming through. So 4 auto wounds. And then 4 bonus hits come through. Now I'm going to try and wound on strength 5, toughness 5. So 4s to wound. I'll Tau Sept this one. Yeah. Okay. So that's a 6 to wound. That is going to be AP -2 in total on that one. So 5 up, yeah. For the blocks though. Yeah, that's for the Warlord trait for Unity Devastation. And then the auto wounds and the extra wound. 5 saves at just -1 for Relentless Fusillade. 4 ups. Chance to keep him alive, which he has done. Just the 1 wound taken. Good roll. Okay, so Eradicator removed, despite our best. Not removed, sorry, despite our best efforts. Alright, I think that's firepower done for the droids. They've got no targets across here, and they can't see anything through here. So firepower finished. Droid to guards out of range and being kept tucked back to some degree. A bit of morale to resolve, and then we'll finish the first turn here for the droids. Right, so morale's fine. Marines hold, no problem. Points coming through. 1 point picked up. We have this one here, and the action was performed across there. Nothing for retrieve battlefield data. The units advanced forwards. And then for engaging all fronts, not quite far enough with this one. Starting to encroach across here, but we need to spread out a bit more to start bringing points in for that secondary. That's the turn finished. It's been effective enough. The tanks, been the main showcase, has been from them. If they keep operating, they could cause trouble here for this Marine force. We'll see what the Marines decide to do and how they react to this droid advance. Turn 1 to them next. So turn 1 movement for the Marines. Conscious that the reserves is frustrating because they're going to be off the board here this turn, but next turn the shape of the game could change when they arrive. That's Deep Striking Terminators and Librarian currently off the board, plus Eliminators as well. Eradicators, sorry, yeah, flanking also. So, Infiltrator squad onto the objective and doing your action.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's going across there. Dreadnought has moved out. I was wondering if he was going to emerge, but he's going across in this direction here. Assault Intercessor squads move around. Transport here, still with the Blade Guard veterans and banner inside. Captain sheltering here. Eradicator. These were across here, they've moved and advanced, I believe. No, they did advance yeah. Across to there, grabbing the objective with him. Double listening of Hate and Exaltation of Rage played on him. Then around here, the biker chaplain shifting around across in this direction onto this objective. So this is your Prometheum Creed objective here. This is the hot one where points can be picked up for the Marines. And the other lone sergeant shifting across to here. So it's more of a contain and cope with the droids at this stage as opposed to full-on frontal confrontation. It may not be a direct frontal assault that's required, some other way of getting in amongst the droids to cause trouble. But as soon as that happens, if contact can be made, the droids won't stand a chance. But at this point, the advantage is with them firing from range. That's movement done. We'll go on to no psychic phase at this stage. No, shooting phase next. Just to point out, banners have been raised on that one across there, not advancing with that squad, and then banner raised on the Prometheum objective as well. So banners going up at this stage for the Marines. Right, we're looking for firepower. The positioning here, just one shot, I think, from an infiltrator, and that's going to be it this turn. No shooting across here. They're performing actions. That's it. There is not going to be a shot fired here. It's more of a stealthy approach from the Marines. Firepower is dominated by the droids at this stage. Shooting phase finished. Charges.
No, advanced.
Advanced. No charges. That's it. Okay. We'll go on to the second turn of the game. We'll calculate to see if any points have come through first. So a very quiet turn from the Marines, but points have been coming in. This is what the game revolves around, is points coming through. Promethean Creed, 2 points picked up for that. 2 points picked up for performing the action across here.
Survive to get back onto it.
That's right, we've got 2. We reckon we can't do the 2 actions across here. It's one or the other. So Michael's going to go for the grab 2. So the mission objective, which is perform the action across there, and then pick up the 2 points, and then perhaps go for banners on a future turn. So 2 points then coming in for that one, and the 1 banner that's been raised, and then still the 2 points coming in for Promethean Creed. So 4 points to 1 at this stage. Space Marines have the lead, but droids with firepower dominate the board at this stage at least. Still early stages in the game, but droids dominate for now at this stage. We'll go on to their second turn next. We've got a second turn of firepower manoeuvring coming up for them next. Right, so on turn 2 with the droids, it's funny, the tactics for them that seem to be effective is the way they are in the films. So droids out the front, screening, and the expendable type stuff. Droid guys, I had been using them very aggressively in previous games, but they seem to be much more potent if they survive longer and act as a mobile reserve, which if you watch the films, they're usually sent in to plug a gap somewhere. And to rapidly respond to a situation. So that's what the droid guys are doing. They're hanging around here and here, and then firing at range with the tanks, which is exactly the way they operate in the film. So I've relocated some of these. This one's gone up here on top, just to try and pick on the Dreadnought. Shifted across to the right a little bit with the Longbow BB. Long strike. And then this one's actually backed off a little bit, and then remains stationary. This one, droid guys remaining where they are. Performing action with him, and retrieve battlefield data with these. These are spread out as much as I can, just to, again, act as a screen at the front. Shifting across, holding with those actually, just conscious of close combat. Advanced up here, advanced and push forwards across here, and advanced onto this objective with these droids. So far so good. Just pushing forwards, not as fast as last time, and again, looking for fire positions here from the back lines. We're going to shooting phase for the droids next. Right, firepower from here. We've got Bjork the Zog Puncher. Firing across into him, so it's going to be a 3d6, or 3d3, sorry, number of shots coming through. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots here against the Dreadnought. So you're going to pop smoke?
I haven't got the ability.
Don't have the ability? Right, okay, so we'll just go for normal shooting. It's been blessed, it counts as a marker light hit coming through. Again, no marker lights having to, performing an action with this one, moving with this one. So again, no marker lights coming through for the droids. But this counts as a marker light hit because it's been blessed by long strike. So we're looking for 3s. All of them. We're supercharging this here. 3s to wound. Oh, come on.
Oh, my goodness.
6.
6.
All right, 6 come through. AP -2.
That's my 5 up and on then.
5 plus invulnerable save.
Oh, yes. Who are they go for? What's another Imperial player?
There's loads. There's thousands of them. Marcus Anthony.
Yep.
He's Dark Angels player.
Okay, Marcus Anthony. 5 ups. Oh, he's...
Oh, no, no, no.
How much damage is that?
18.
Not even -1. He's -1 damage.
Is he -1?
He's -1.
So that's going to be 12.
12. He's still dead.
He's gone. Feel no pain? No?
No.
They don't get the feel no pain. That's venerable Dreadnoughts.
He's venerable, yeah.
Target destroyed.
Oh,
boy.
lethal. Do I explode? I bet that'll be there.
No. Target brought down.
Peter
AATs.
Peter Grant.
Yeah, Phoenix Sword, another one slain. Ouch. Yeah, notice something. Phoenix Sword's dying in droves here, but Michael's kept his model alive. As the captain lives at this point. All right, so firepower from that finish, no missiles, and the accelerated burst cannons are out of range anyway. All right, so we'll move on to the next one. It's a dangerous crossfire here. Long strike can see through to the squad there, the assault intercessors, so we'll go after them. Transhuman for a CP. Okay. Just main gun, which we'll dedicate to Carry Kunkel here. Patron's been used for shooting and saves, basically, at this point in the game. Number of shots. All right, so 6 in total this time. 3s to hit, -1 for the terrain. 4s.
Ooh.
Whoa, nothing. One extreme to the next here. Targeting array. No. Add Tausept. 1 hit. 4s to wound. Well protected. 0 impact from him. All I can see is a brave sergeant across here, so I'll go after him. And he's had multiple listeners go off on him to try and help him as much as possible.
Nothing that helps him getting shot at.
Main gun, 3d3 shots. This is the Andrea Stur. We'll go for Maxfield Knuckles for this firepower. 7 shots come through. Iron cannons dominate the board at the moment. 4s for hits. Targeting array. 2s to wound, supercharging. Tausept. Yep. 5 saves at -2. Each one's a killer. Blocked a few, but no. Sergeant removed, target destroyed. Okay. There's 5 power from him done. No target now. The only target we could see was that sergeant who's been destroyed. So AATs have finished their firepower. Ceasefire. Remember from the films. All right, a little bit of firepower. Droid Degars out of range. We'll look to see what the droids can see. There is some firepower available with those. Right, the Benshore squad. I've got multiple squads stacked up here. Droids dangerous when they're able to mass their firepower together. So we'll start with the Benshore squad, firing there against the infiltrators. So you've popped smoke on them?
Yes.
Yeah, they're able to do that. Okay, so -1 to hit rolls. They're all in range, so it's going to be 20 shots. 6 is pop extra hits for these. And we are on our Tausept now, which doesn't quite help. It's 5s for hits, so cut down the firepower a fair bit. I'll add 2 in. 6 is pop extra hits for volley fire from the Cadre Fireblade. 3s to wound. And nothing for the Warlord trait. So these will come through at standard AP of 0. So there's cover available. So there's going to be 6 saves of 2+. It's going to be quite hard to root these infiltrators out.
I've got to roll them separately because I've got the Helix Gauntlet. So the first failed save
is ignored. Go ahead. No comment. I didn't say anything. So, another one. Try again. We've done okay. 2s is okay, yeah, because of cover. Yep. Gosh, just about all right. So 1 wound ignored, 1 wound taken. So haven't lost the model, just the 1 wound taken at this stage. Yes, Helix Gauntlet has been used up. Smoke continues on. So going to fire the next squad. Just rinse and repeat. No kind of extra buffs going on. 6 is a good though. And we're looking for 5s. Looking something like that. Add in an extra 3. 3s to wound. And then we'll Tausept. All right. 1 save at -1 for our Warlord trait.
So I'll take on the wounded guy.
3 up.
3s. Yep.
Passed. 10 saves of 2+. They can all be rolled together because there's a majority of models in cover there. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yep, 2s. All good. Just the 1 comes through. It's enough to slay 1 model, but they're still resolute enough. The squad upstairs next. Squad upstairs, same target. Relentless Fusillade being played for a CP. So these will come through at AP -1. Still looking for 5s to hit though. Taking out big chunks of the dice. 6s pop extra hits. 3s to wound. Tausept. Yeah, because closest target's over there, so not going to get reroll 1s. So that's what we've done there is fine. And then this one's AP -2. So 5+.
Nope.
We're taken. And then 7 saves at -1. So it should have been a 4+, sorry. And then this one's going to be at -1 in total because of cover. So it's going to be 3s on 7 dice.
3s.
2 make it through. Not bad. Not bad.
It kills another one.
Yeah. Grinding them down, but they're sheltering quite effectively behind cover. It's a lot of shots. There's 60 shots sent against them.
Against them.
Yeah, going to fire against those. Can see them. 20 shots. These have been blessed on reroll 1s. 6s are good again. Oh, it's a lot of 1s. And again, it's 5s because of the terrain.
A lot of sixes.
Yeah, there's a lot of sixes. Firepower from the droids here. So actually, that's 7 auto wounds, right? Yeah, and then those 6s actually generate another 7 hits coming through. I'm going to try and wound. This is a nasty volley. It is the closest. No, it's not, because the captain's closer, so we'll not get that one. So I'm going to Taucept this, though. Doesn't help. Okay, so what we have here is 2 saves at -1. Both go through. Then 11 saves at -0. There's a double one in there, yeah, and a 2. Okay, so a model slain and a wound on another. Okay. So there's a lot of firepower here. Droid guys inactive at this point, just backing up and waiting their time. But droids firing away, and a gradual process, but they are grinding away here against the Space Marines. So it's a tricky one, this game. What we're seeing here, and it happens a number of times in 40k, is firepower at the back. It's being screened and sheltered at this particular game. Here it's the droids screening at the front. And then what to do with your own force to try and break in. Michael's strength is getting into close combat. The vehicles and the droids, any of my units, will not stand a chance. It'll tie them up for firepower and they'll get destroyed as well. But it's trying to break in, crossing that kill zone to get across. The card that Michael has to play is the deep striking unit, the Terminators and the Librarian. It may be the case that they'll land and the rest of his army will seek to pounce on the droids. The shape of the game really could change. So we really have to be quite relentless with the droids, take the opportunities whilst we have them, and just keep this firepower going here and be merciless. But they're programmed to kill, that's it. Yeah. There is no second thought for them. Perhaps that's why the Space Marines and the Imperium hate AI so much. Okay, firepower done, I think. We'll check range and line of sight with these. They might have some shots available. Yeah, there was 2 that could see 4 shots, and they all missed firing against that squad across there. Okay, so firepower's done. We'll calculate points at this stage. Once again, droids looking strong enough at this point. It looks impressive for the droids. There's not too many points coming through. Engaging all fronts, again, not quite. It's difficult for us to push deep over on this side. There's decent units. There's that chaplain around the other side of the containers. And then retrieve battlefield data, just the one action performed at this point in the game. No prisoners will be pretty healthy for us, actually. Probably 5-6 odd points picked up at this stage. But not including that, we've got 2 points for the mission, perform the action across here, and then 2 no man's land objectives being held, and then 4 points for primaries. You have to hold 2 objectives, you just get the 4 points for this one, and then it's to get the other 4 points is 3 required at the start of the command phase. 7 points to 4. Scoreline's quite low at this stage. We'll go on to turn 2. I think crucial turn now for the Space Marines. We'll see what they can do. See if they can start a fight back here against this fully artificial intelligence droid force. Turn 2 to the Marines coming up next. Right, so turn 2 for the Marines here. Some tough decisions being made for sure. Not full-on assault here. Terminators and the Librarian being kept off for another turn. Controversially, perhaps, Michael's going to hold them off for now. He's saying he wants to clear some screen units first, try and open up a gap somewhere to have maximum impact with the Terminators. So more of a stage 1 part of the attack here, with stage 2 to come in later on. So this squad here is still functioning, 3 of them left onto this objective, and once again performing the action to pick up points for primary objectives in no man's land. Captain sheltering here, but he's blessed.
Multi-melter.
Yeah, the multi-melter on the Eradicator here. So he has stepped forwards. He does have range towards the AAT tanks. This squad maintaining position onto the objective. Sheltering here and holding on, just going to harvest, keep harvesting points here. Banner's already been raised. They've raised that banner.
Yep.
Got it. Right, so there's 2 banners up now. Chaplain sheltering in place here, perhaps waiting for stage 2 of the assault. Then around here, shifting across with the Impulsor. Then just shifting around here, Assault Intercessors pushing forwards. Still the Blade Guard veterans inside, but they have pushed forwards here to get within striking range for next turn. They have been joined on this flank by the Eradicators here. So they've turned up. And to respond to the firepower that came in against the Dreadnought, they do have range and line of sight up here. So this stage is kind of elimination of firepower support, hopefully. Michael's heaped a lot of pressure on himself here this turn. We'll see what happens. No psychic phase again. We'll go on to shooting phase next. This is perhaps a make or break moment for the Marines. Here we go.
4 shots.
He's not panicking here. Very calm and collected. I'm sure he's faced many a foe before, but not droids. Okay. Is it him we're going to do?
Yes.
Oh boy. And it's going here.
Into long strike, yep. Okay. I will spend a CP for the Fires of Battle, which is melter or flamer units. If they wound on a 4+, it's a mortal wound in addition up to a maximum of 3.
Yep, stack that damage as high as it can go. So it's a multi-melter that's firing.
Yep.
And you're going to be firing at the same target.
Yep.
So it's double shooting.
Yep.
Okay.
So 4s.
Yeah.
Let's go for who's Imperial.
You're on here.
I know. I need to.
You've got Michael Fry, who does support a Patreon gold level. He can use his own dice to...
Not yet, I'll say.
Mega Michael multi-melter attack here.
Anyone else who's Imperium?
He's saving it. God, I would use it. I would take that dice. And...
Who's that?
You got more Imperial
Blood
players.
Angels.
Blood Angels,
Yes,
Ryan.
Blood Angels, Ryan.
All right, okay.
So...
this is such an important role. 4s.
4s. Re-rolling for the Chapter Master.
This is huge. Here it comes. This is massive. Oh, no, missed. 2 have made it, right.
Toughness.
7.
7. Strength 8.
Yeah.
So 3s, +1 to wound, because I'm a salamander in the tactical doctrine.
Ah, 2s.
So 2s.
Good for you. And he's got it. And it's AP -4.
AP -4.
Go straight through. There's nothing I can do.
And that is a mortal wound in addition.
A mortal wound taken. Fine. Oh, it's not bad. It's not
8,
bad.
9.
9 damage taken. Right. Target not destroyed, but heavy damage has to come through. Good strike. Yeah, 9 wounds is deadly enough. Dropping down to just 5 wounds left on long strikes. He's definitely into a bracket here, and just 5 wounds remain to try and bring him down.
And then next we'll go for the Eradicator squad here up into this one.
Yeah, okay.
So I've given them, at the end of my movement phase, I gave them the counts as stationary. It's one of the salamander stratagems.
Brilliant.
So we're hitting on 3s.
3s.
Again.
And double shooting.
Double shooting, yeah.
Okay, this has the potential to do it. 6 shots this time. In 3s. Huge roll. Half of them have hit. It's a bit below average.
I will...
Oh, precious command point. Well, I don't know, there's plenty. You saved a good few. 3+. Try and get that hit. No. Oh. All the Space Marine players are rooting for him.
I need someone.
I think there'll be a lot of angry people watching this because they hate the Tau, they hate Xenos, and they hate this whole project because it's Star Wars being brought in. So there'll be a lot of people saying just blow them off the board. He's doing his best. He's stacking up everything he's got. Travis and Jen.
Yeah.
Go ahead. They're Custodians players, also Tau players. Ooh.
So 2s.
2s to wound, yeah.
Oh, 1.
Come on, reroll.
No, I
Can't use it.
I used it on the hit. AP -4.
Go straight through. Nothing I can do.
D6 +2 minimum.
He could do it if he rolls well. And he has rolled well. You have done.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's done it. It's 10. 2 5s is 10. +4, 14.
Yep.
Exactly what you needed. Well done.
Well done, Travis and Jen.
Yeah, that was their roll. And we don't explode, but target destroyed entirely. So one of the tanks removed from play, one of the hammerheads, or the AAT Trade Federation tanks destroyed. Phoenix Sword removed from play as well. Okay, firepower for the Impulsor next. Just going onto the front screen and pick off droids. This is Stormbolters. 3s to wound.
1.
What's your AP minus for you? -1.
In tactical, yeah, -1.
5 up. Survive. Haven't killed a droid yet. No pressure.
And then the heavy stubber.
Heavy stubber here. 3s to wind.
2.
2. And -1.
-1.
Droid down. Save 1. 1 destroyed. Okay. Yep. A lone infiltrator.
Yes.
Didn't move. Rapid fire. 2 shots. 3s.
6 is auto wound.
I'll do. -1. Blocked on 6. Keep on 6 is it? Okay, stopped. Alright, so that's it. Firepower complete. The main objective was to take out hammerheads. Almost took out 2. This was excellent firepower up here. This one's gone. Long strike in serious trouble. Is that enough? Here, screen does remain, which is a problem. But some reaching firepower across here has started to pick on the heavy guns here for the droids. It seems to be that when these go, things start to fall apart for the droids. They're not much use by themselves. What's dangerous here is the droids not only have 3 of these left, the droid degards are untouched. These mobile rapid response plugging units are available here to respond to any attacks that take place. That's it. Movement done. Shooting done. No charges here. No close combats. So I'll round off the turn here. And at turn 2 for the Space Marine, see what points have come in. So points have come in here. 4 points for primaries. 2 points for the mission as well. The action performed there, and then 2 objectives in No Man's Land. 2 points of banners coming in as well. And then Promethean Creed continuing to harvest, so another 2 points coming through. So 14 points in total. To the droids 7. I guess if we add in no prisoners, it will kind of roughly work out. I think at about a draw at this stage, about 14 points each for both sides. So droids doing okay. It's not a huge amount of points they're raking in at this stage. They are keeping the Space Marines back. They've done it for a second turn, although it's been more costly for them this time. Some firepower has started to reach in to these back line units. We'll go on to turn 3, the middle stage of the game for the droids. Now, what do? Do they push out and go after the Marines? Do we hold back? Do we fall back? We've got to think carefully about this one. If we do get caught out, there will be trouble for the droids. So we'll figure out what to do with them next as we go on to their 3rd turn. Right, so turn 3 here for the droids. Just taking the fight with firepower here to the Space Marines. So shifting across to these to present some firepower in this direction. This squad across here, I blessed them wrongly. I shouldn't have done it, but I've then used them to perform the action here for retrieve battlefield data. So that's that table quarter done. These are pushed out to here, the 9-man squad. Committing now with the droid to guards, but not too brazenly. I've shifted them to here. They can see through across in this direction. Long strike slowed down because the damage bracket, but still able to get back on top here to replace the destroyed tank. This squad's pushed forwards, the Mephisto squad. Cadre Fireblade has range for popping 6s to all 4 of these units. This unit's tucked across this direction a little bit. The tank that was across here, Andrea Stewart, tank on full bracket here has pushed through to here. Now these are bulked out quite nicely at the back, just blocking deep strikers from coming in. Still stretched out across here with these, and they have performed the action on here this time, freeing up the Cadre Fireblade to lend some firepower support. And Droid de Guards got themselves just within 18 of the Marines ahead to lay down some firepower from them. Tanks rounded the corner a little bit, and the droids have continued to spread out on the left-hand side. It's firepower we shall rely upon once again. We've gone to shooting phase for the droids here on their third turn. Transhuman to be used again. It's the Droid de Guards. They're about to unleash a volley into the Eradicators. It will be forced to, and they're going to supercharge here at Strength 8. They are double cyclic iron blasters. 6 shots each. Do roll them all together. So we're looking at 4s to hit them. It's Tau Sept. I'm not going to stop a mortal wound from coming through. So the unit will take a mortal wound. So that's the situation. Now 3's wounds is going to become 4s to make a difference here. Oh man, it's huge. What a flop. 2. Oh. And really, truth be told, you can claim cover from this. Yeah. So AP -1 in total. So 2 saves of 4+. There's a chance here you might not lose a single model.
Who have we got? Who's left? Who's that?
Chris Comiskey.
Oh, yes,
Chris. Oh, you touch the dice, you have to use it. So he can be fickle. He's an Eldar player who'll lean on the Eldar.
4+. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 1 of each. A trade-off. 2 wounds taken, but not a single model removed here. Droid de Guards. Low impact from them. So a few things involve that. They need Marker help for firepower, and Transhuman was big. And your base of toughness 5 useful enough as well. Okay, that Droid de Guards squad done. I'll go with this squad here. We'll do these. There's 1 target. It's the Marines up ahead. BPP Wargaming. Now they have received Marker hits coming through from here, but it's going to be negated because you're behind the Admech terrain. So back to 4s to hit. So it's 3 of them this time. We will supercharge once again. And we're looking for 4s. And nope. That was the Tau Sept roll. 4s is just not that reliable, but we're about average here. 2s to win this time. This could be where it hurts. Yeah, okay. -2. So we're looking at 8 saves, ouch, of 5+.
2 damage each.
Yeah. It's going to be squad gone. Yeah, target destroyed. Droid de Guards. No match for Droid de Guards in this situation. Phoenix Sword removed. Okay, squad gone. That's a scene from the films, isn't it? They roll around the corner, deploy, switch the shields on, and then blast across in that direction. Marines being dropped.
They're no match for
Droid de Guards. Yeah, this time around. Hammerhead, the only target for him now is this Eradicator across here. So we'll offload the main gun into him. We'll go Tyler Schwab, he's a Necron player. His 1 dice becomes 3 for the number of shots. And it's 3, 4, 5. 4s for hits. Targeting array. Tau Sept. Just helps a little bit, just tips it over. 3s to win though. Strength 8, toughness 5. 2 wounds come through. That'll do. I'm not going to command reader or anything. So these are -2. 5 ups.
Nope.
Snake eyes, no. Target destroyed, 6 damage. Okay. Right, long strike. You must go into the Eradicators. Just the main turret gun in range for him. So we'll commit this one to Michael German this time around. Number of shots, quite a crucial role here to try and bring these Eradicators down. So 5. 3s, but we're in a bracket, so it's going to be 4s. All of them. 3s to wound.
4s.
All of
Transhuman.
Transhuman. Yep. Gotcha. Okay. Tau Sept.
Yep.
Oh.
No.
All right. 4 have made it through. AP -2, which is a big roll. They damage 3 each time. Yeah. So covers available. We're looking for 4s. Leans on the Patreons here. Oh, the artist formerly known as Veej. That's desperate to ask the Thousand Sons for help. Can they vindicate themselves? 2 6s, that's a block. and yeah, 2 go through. So it's going to be the wounded model and 1 other. Yep. So not eliminating them, but ouch for sure. Damage has come through against that squad. So 2 models removed, 1 remains. It's Hammerhead in the middle. Andrea Stewart will go after the tank. We'll fire across against that. Just the main gun in range again. And we'll go Carl Roden, Tyranny player, for a number of shots and shooting. Oh, it's not bad. It's 8 shots. Yeah. These tanks will fire all day long, as long as no one harasses them. We'll go for 4s. Okay. Oh dear. They'll fire all day long, but what they hit? Targeting array. Don't think so. And then Tau Sept. Oh. No, okay. It's the 2 ones that I would have re-rolled there, so no more wounds come through. Now looking to wound on 3s. Just the 1. -2. It's 3 damage, just the 1.
5 offend
5 pluses.
Oh.
No, alright, 3 damage taken on the Impulsor. So we're going to fire full volley across here against the Eradicator. I'll put Relentless Fusillade on them, so AP -1, the shooting from these. So we're looking at normal shooting, 4s, with no kind of bonuses going on. Okay. 4s to win, strength 5, toughness 5. Oh, it's horrific. Tau Sept. Nothing, just 1 wound.
Ooh.
-1.
He's only got 1. No, he's
good.
He's good. Alright, it's only 1 damage.
Double save.
Nope.
Okay, 1 wound taken. It's just 1 model. That 1 model has the potential to bring him down, you see. I'm trying to pick him off here, but I'm running out of options. Right, I'm going to play 6s to hit as an auto wound with these. I'm going to fire them. The majority on top at the front here can see down through to the Eradicator, and then 2 that are on the walkway, they'll shoot in the other direction. So we'll do those first. Do you pop smoke on them?
On
the infiltrators again?
I can do.
Can do. He's got 2 CP left. What do you think about this one? So it's going to leave it. No smoke. Grenades being thrown. So we're looking at 4s. Not been blessed or anything like that. 1 wound comes through. No minus.
I can ignore it from...
The helix.
It has to be the first failed, so I have to fail it first before I can ignore it.
Yeah, 2 up for cover.
Yep.
I'll do. Okay, then the rest of the shots, which will be 16. Trying to get this Eradicator. 6s are good. So there's some auto wounds here. Problem is there's no AP minus. Well, there could be a little bit. Just with auto wound there.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm trying to hit here on 4s. Then I'm going to add 3 bonuses into there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to try and wound. Okay, we'll separate that one.
Yep.
We'll put those there. Take those away. We'll add those to those. So 1 save at -1. 1 save at 4+. Quite a big roll, actually.
Nope.
Yeah. And then 7, 8 saves of 2+. Passed all of them. Ooh, just the 1 wound comes through.
That's what there.
Yeah, Ketri Fireblade is equipped with a pulse rifle. It's a special one. He's got a hit and a wound here, and it's AP -2. So
I'll take it on him in the back now.
4 up.
And I'll zero that out with
the helix.
Yep.
Got it. All right, okay. Almost picked one off, but the helix blocked that one. Okay. We'll fire those dead ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking for 4s this time. They've not been blessed or anything like that. So 6s. I'm going to try and wound here on 3s. Yeah, all right. 2 at -1, so 2 saves of 3+.
2 saves at 3+. Yep.
Well done, blocked. And then 6 saves of 2+. I have to say, they've taken a lot of...
They have, yeah.
Taken a horrendous amount of shots. And the wound gets through. Right, 1 wound makes it through. And with that, that marks the end of our shooting phase here. Firepower is complete here. Droids continuing to grind away against the Space Marines. Haven't quite managed to destroy the Eradicators across here. We haven't cracked open the transport either, so that puts Michael in a position now to strike in close combat. Terminators may well arrive at just the right point in the game. We'll have to see. But droids, their firepower, they're creating kill zones here across the board. They are dominating, but the Space Marines still have potent units remaining. So the game is not over yet. Droids are not guaranteed any kind of victory at this stage. Charges, certainly not. Not going anywhere near the Marines. We'll calculate victory points at this stage. Okay, points coming in. 8 points of primaries. That's healthy enough for the droids as they've expanded out and grabbed extra objectives. 2 points because we performed the action across here and held 2 in no man's land. Retrieve battlefield data off the mark with that now. With 2 table quarters scanned. And there's the points for no prisoners as well. We're on about 17 points to 14. Droids have the lead, not by much. A second chance now to make an impact for the Space Marines. This is late on. Usually our games for 9th edition, you're starting to see results on turn 2, turn 3 here, but we sense there's still plenty more fighting to come, and the Marines still yet to fully commit to the fight. But now is the time. The boys in blue must arrive, and they must do so on the next turn. We're going to turn 3 for the Space Marines coming up next. Right, so turn 3 for the Marines. Credit to them, they've taken 2 turns of a hammering from the droids, but still have a force that can be pulled together to take the fight to the droids. Now, they've had 1 droid killed so far. That total is going to improve here. I think that Michael's set for some good killing over on this flank. So, disembarking from the transport, the Impulsor here with the Blade Guard veterans, they're out and poised to charge. The banner leads them. Eradicator here in position to fire again. Regular move 6 inches pushing through with the assault intercessors. Impulsors pushed forwards. I think Michael's going to try and tap out that droid squad. Holding position here. Action again?
Action again, yeah.
Okay. As Michael Fryer himself, the captain, has pushed through and looks like he's going to go after one of the droid squads. These have advanced round, leaving the lone sergeant to hold on to the objective over in that corner. Chaplain souped himself up. Litany of Hate went off, but rolled a 1 for Mantra of Strength. That didn't go off. Terminators have arrived here to try and go for a long distance charge along with the Librarian is with them as well. That's movement done. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. Michael's remained in Tactical Doctrine, by the way. There's good benefits there for Salamanders.
So I'll try Veil of Time.
Okay.
That's on a 6 up. That goes on.
10, nice, goes off.
So that goes on the Terminator squad.
Okay, and what does that do?
That is I can reroll advance and charge rolls. And then until the start of my next psychic phase, if I'm within engagement range, I fight first.
Brilliant.
I fight first that phase.
Uh-huh.
And then Psychic Fortress, that is for a 5 up invuln within 6 inches of the Librarian.
Okay.
And it does not go off button.
Okay. Alright, so Psychic Phase finished, Shooting Phase next. Right, Eradicator across here. A lone model, but has the potency and potential to bring down Long Strike across here.
Wound, get a mortal wound.
Fires of Battle being used again, 1 command point stratagem. Double shooting.
Oh yes, double shooting. We'll go for Michael Fryer.
Right, now is the time.
Okay.
As in the Battle Ball Saluters, now Maitland, now is your time. Well, now Michael, now is your time.
So 3 ups, because I didn't move. I will
CP.
I'll spend a CP.
Oh man, this is... God. He heaps pressure on himself, he gets a 6. Well done.
2s to wound now.
You're on 2s to wound, yes.
Yep.
Got both. 8 minus 4, in it goes, and...
That's a mortal wound and d6 plus 2 for each one.
You got him. You don't even need to roll. You can roll just to see
what it
would have been. Nice, another 4 wounds come through. Target destroyed, that's Longbow BB. Phoenix Lord destroyed. We'll see if we detonate. Another one of those wretched tanks gone. Mike will be glad to see this one go. It's the command tank as well. So target destroyed, and a big gap opens up now amongst the droid army. Right. That's significant. It's very, very helpful here for the Marines. All of a sudden, starting to tip the balance here.
I'll do the chaplain. He's got twin bolt rifles. So
yep. Trying to clear through the droids.
Fire in. 3s.
Quadruple 3. 3s.
EP2, because I'm in the tactical.
Correct, yeah. 6 is to block. Ah. We blocked 2. All right, we'll take a droid away. So 1 model slain. That's 2 droids you've killed.
Yep.
In total. It's going to change. Once these combats go in,
We'll
droids
do
start
the
dropping.
librarian, because he has got a combi melter gun.
Right.
He's manifesting it in his hand. That's why he's grabbing his hand.
Go ahead.
So yeah, he's
Droid to go range, yeah.
Yep, droid to go. Yeah. Who's that?
Martin Vagabond, yeah.
Martin Vagabond.
Oh, hang on a second, look at this.
Who's that?
He updated me. Salamander's successor.
Oh, yes, excellent.
That's Major Dave.
This has got to be.
He's a Tau player as well.
Okay.
Whose side is he on today? This is it. We'll know what mood he's in just by this dice. A 4, right. Plum hit. Toughness 5.
Toughness 5 and +1 to wound because there's a melter weapon.
2s to wound. It's mighty handy, yeah, and the wound goes through. I'm going to try and block this here with a friendly Tau helper. Scott Costello is a Tau player. 4s with the shield. God, I'm tempted to... Yeah, I'm going to command reroll that one. Scott Costello. 3 again, no. Straight through.
D6. I will... Who's that? Ray Cross.
Yeah, you can stick with...
Who did I... Oh, yes.
Martin,
I'll
yeah,
stick
for
with Martin.
damage.
I'll stick with Martin. What's their wounds?
4.
4.
Oh, 2.
2. Yep.
Okay, 2 wounds taken.
Fire his pistol into that squad.
Those droids, yeah, to charge the others, yep.
So he's got 3s. Yes, 3s. 2s, re-rolling everything because I... And then
all good.
3s again. Just the 1, AP 1.
Blocked. Yeah, regular armor save, -1.
We'll go... They did the actions, they can't shoot.
Yep.
I'll do everything from the impulsor into that squad.
Yeah. Mike wants to try and clear the screen out of the way to get through to the droid to gas.
So, 4 Stormbolters. Do Patreon again.
Really needs help this turn. Nathan Paxton. Ultramarines and
Oh,
Necrons
yes,
player.
same colour as me. So.
Oh, yeah, good. 3s to wounds, so far so good. 3 wounds. -2?
No, -1.
5s. Blocked 1. 2 models slain. I shall take from here.
And then the heavy stubber. I'll stick with Martin again.
Yeah.
Yep. 2, EP1.
5s. Oh, we blocked both.
Well done. That's all.
Tough droids today.
Then the Blade Guard, I'll do the Blade Guard veterans into that same squad.
Oh yeah, they got pistols, haven't they?
Yeah. So the sergeant has got a Neo Volkite pistol, which is, I think it's pistol 1 or pistol 2? Pistol 2.
Okay.
So 2s, no 3, sorry. Yep.
Yeah. 3s to wound.
3s and 6s. No, just the 1. No AP.
4. Got 1. We'll take this one.
And then the other.
Keep the screen
4.
alive. Yeah, there's 4 more I can see.
4. 3s. 2.
2 more.
AP 1.
5 ups. Blocked. Neither. Oh, 2 more go. 1. 2 is certainly being thinned. 5 left. Half the squad gone. Droid's starting to drop now.
The sergeant from the Assault Intercessor squad. He's got a hand flamer, so it's decent shots.
And the rest of the squad, the pistols.
And the rest of the pistols into that squad as well.
Absolutely, this could be it. This could be the breaking point.
So D6 shots. 6.
This is a very better late than never type game for the Space Marines. I would imagine a number of people have tuned out of this, saying that they're just going to walk away from this game. But this is a major research here from the Marines.
So they're toughness 3.
Yes.
Strength 3.
Yes.
So forward it goes
+1 for Flamer. And Tactical Doctrine, right?
Yeah.
Yes, extra or AP -1 coming through.
So it is 4. No AP.
No AP.
No AP because there's a pistol and I'm not an assault.
Oh, it's not pistol, not assault. Gotcha. 4s. 2 brought down though. My screen is... It's going... I can't stop it here. No, it's coming through. There's 7 casualties in total.
And then the 4 pistols.
Pistols, yeah.
3s. 3 of them. And 3s.
Yeah,
3.
3 more.
1.
5 ups. Ooh, block 1 more, but it's not gonna... I can't stop this from coming through, so... That's the hole that's needed. It doesn't need a total wipeout. 8 models destroyed from that squad. Well done. Shooting phase is finished. It has gone well for the Marines. Now to really try and tip this game, or at least level up. Charges need to go in. They'll be effective if they go in. They just need to go in here at this stage. There's some charges that are quite straightforward. There's others that are a bit more of a stretch. So Michael's free to pick a unit charge.
We'll start
with the easiest first.
Into...
Chaplain going in. I'm not going to Overwatch. Okay, so tuck him in. That's as far as he can get. So the screen's done its job, but as to how long it'll last.
Yeah.
Chapter Master going straight ahead into the droids. That'll do. 6. Just needs to reach the base of the building. In he goes, yeah. So he'll fight away quite happily.
And we'll do the impulsor into that squad.
Tapping into those droids, yeah. Tuck him in. So far so good. Just doing the easier ones first. That taps them out, shutting them down.
We'll do the Blade Guard Champion. The Blade Guard Ancient.
Yes, the banner's just at the front.
Into that squad.
Of droids.
Into the droids.
An easy charge to get them out of the way. This is all logical. 9. So that just shifts that model out of the way.
Put him there then.
And tucks him over there. Oh, he's coming for an objective grab as well. Fascinating. Okay.
And then... the longer charge.
Blade Guard vet, just to show you, Blade Guard veterans are here. This is their charge. Droids and then onto the droid to guards. The danger is there's a bit of a stretch for a charge. It's not too bad. It's about a 5 or a 6 to get in. There's a danger of Overwatch though.
I'll charge with the assault intercessors first into
those.
Into
I can't Overwatch. We'll let it go. It's about a 4 or 5. 11. I think they're slightly annoyed. In they go. Right, he's going against droid guards. I'm going to have an Overwatch here, so we'll resolve that. Droid guards are going to fire. They're going to fire into that corridor as that charge goes ahead. So we'll resolve that first. Technically, you need to resolve. Oh, he wants to charge.
Oh, yeah.
You can roll it if you want to.
Do you want to go first?
It doesn't matter. You can roll it, honestly. Right, they will make it in.
They will make it in.
It's a bit out of sync. I couldn't say no after 3 after 3 turns. All right, so we'll Overwatch though. Overwatch coming in.
In the shooting phase, yeah.
It is in the shooting phase.
Or use a strategy in the shooting phase. Use the strategy in any phase when a primary unit from our selected as a target of an attack.
I'm thinking about transhuman just to cover a bit of Overwatch here.
Yeah, let's spend the last CP.
Oh, boy's going to play. Yeah, because I was going to say save your command off your charge, but that psychic phase has covered that. All right, so here comes the shots. 6s are good. And we are supercharging, so yeah, there's a bit of flak coming through here. 3s to wound. 4s to wound now. Tau Sept.
Yep.
No. AP -2.
How many is that?
4. Damage 2 each time. A Blade Guard veteran's 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
They are. Oh, very useful.
AP minus
2 in total.
Okay, so it'll be on my 4-ups. Will it?
Yeah, whichever way around it goes, it's a 4-up invulnerable save or 4-up save. Either way, it's 4s. Ah, it's going to go Patronic.
We'll go.
These dice aren't weighted. Some people said, "Oh, why do you have weighted dice?" And you're going, they are not weighted in the slightest. It's just
Chris Hine, Imperium.
Yeah. Chris Hine for the Imperial Space Marine Sisters of Battle player. Just sort of sponsored dice rolls here. Ooh, okay. Yeah, 2 wounds make it through, but vitally keeping all the models alive on a nice, clean, efficient kill. And in they go. Again, out of sync. It's not putting the wounds on. He's just moving moving the models in. It's all right.
I haven't done anything all game.
That's fine.
I'll put it on guy at the back.
Yep, that's fine. And I need to add a wound to my models as well. Right, so wounds added and in they go. So that's the current situation. There's obviously a piling move to make as well. So last charge.
Last charge is the Terminators into the droid card.
9 inches, rerollable.
Oh yes, yeah. Who have we got there? Who's that?
Down Gardner, Beast Snaggers.
Oh, they like charging.
They do, yeah, they do.
Now, I always fail this, so I won't be surprised.
Today is
not my day.
Snake Eyes. Try again.
No.
Right. Oh, come on.
Always happens. Right, if you stay there and get shot down.
Terminators don't make it. This flank looks particularly healthy.
Yeah.
This flank, not so much, but there is some danger coming in. Chaplain's made it in across there. I've gone to combat resolution. There is no danger. I cannot interrupt play. I wouldn't waste the command points to do so. So, whatever the Marines touch here will die, pretty much. Even the droid to guards. We'll see how they hold up. They've got the shields, but they're not cut out for close combat.
So my chapter trait, I took Warded, which is a 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds, which hasn't really helped in this game. And then Whirlwind of Rage, so 6s to hit in close combat are an additional hit.
Brilliant. Great. Go ahead. It's taking the Raycross dice and the Raycross model for the cross chaplain.
2s, full rerolls. Yep, we'll go through.
Not popping any extras though. No 6s coming through, but all the hits.
2s because I'm +2 strength with Anvil of Strength, +2 from the weapon, and 6s are mortal wounds in addition.
All wounded and a mortal wound.
Yep. 82.
Right. 5 saves are 6+. None. 6 casualties caused. That's efficient killing. Right, so that's the current situation. Droids have done their job. They've acted as a bit of a speed bump here. That's about it. Okay, so they've held the chaplain up for now. I'm going to go with the banner first of all. We'll zoom in so you can see what's going on. There's droid to guards fighting away. Marines are in.
So
banner. The idea of the banner: kill the last droids and then make a nice clean push through.
3s looking for 6s.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm going to put that one back in.
6s pop extra hits.
And then 3s.
3s to wound. Nicely impressive. 5. Any minus going on?
No minus.
4 ups, but it's enough to wipe out the squad. So droid squad destroyed. You've destroyed me and I'm on objective. Does it help you with shock tactics or anything?
I've got to, yes, because it'll be down to numbers on there. So when I pile in, I'll be able to
shift in and grab it. Yeah,
and grab it.
No problem.
So we'll pile in with these guys.
That was Ben Shaw's squad, by the way. They've been eliminated, trampled into the dust by the banner. Chapter banner?
Yeah, Blade Guard Ancient.
Blade Guard Ancient. Blade Guard Veterans next. There they are, going in against the droid de guards. They'll hack their way through. We'll see. We'll see how the shields hold up.
+1 to hit in close combat. So
Nice.
I'm on 2s now. And then looking for 6s.
So where does the 6s to pop come from?
From my successor chapter trait, which is...
Oh, you picked 2?
I picked 2, yeah.
Yeah,
so
you got
I'm
it.
not a pure successor. So I don't get the Salamander chapter traits. But I do get their super doctrine and their stratagems and all that.
Yeah, cool.
All those bits and pieces. So 2s.
I love 6s popping extra hits. I do it for Goths, for the Orcs.
Yeah.
Works out brilliant. Just tips things nicely. There's some 6s coming through, especially if you're getting lots of attacks.
Yep.
Okay.
All in. And then +1 strength. Strength 5 versus
Toughness 5.
4s.
4s to win. Oh, there's lots. And these aren't damaged weapon, these swords. I think they're damaged 2.
Yeah, damage 2, yeah. So 2.
There's loads and loads.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
12 saves for 4+.
Yep.
We might we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what comes up here. Yep, I've burnt out my Tau friends. I've got Dave Humphreys here. Necrons, Orcs and Nids. 4 ups.
Oh, that's good.
It's alright, yeah. 2 damage at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, all of them except 1. 1 survives. Alright, let's took away the wounded model and 2 others. There's 1 model left here, but that's them in serious situation now. Daniel Cunningham squad there for the droid guards. They've been hacked down nicely. We've got a full-on break in here. There's a big gap has opened up. Blade Guard veterans smashing their way through, and they've actually managed to almost eliminate my most expensive and potent unit. Okay, now across here to really try and make this flank collapse.
Thunderhammer Sergeant first.
Oh yes, this Thunderhammer's buried in here.
So 4s. Looking for some 6s. Yeah. So,
not bad, yeah.
Okay.
2s to win.
AP2.
AP2, right, 2s to almost kill. 6s.
3 damage piece.
Note to self: droids and Thunderhammers don't do too well. 3 of those destroyed. Okay.
And then the rest of the chainswords.
Yep.
So that's, I think I've got that right. 2, 1 for charging, 1 for chainsword. Yep.
Okay. Safe to say that Space Marines hate AI, so they would hack with a greater frenzy. And again, 6s, popping 6s to hit, very, very useful indeed. Yeah, so another 4 hits come in.
And then 3s.
3s to win. Some have failed, but there's plenty coming through here.
2, 4, 6, 8. AP1.
8 saves a 5+. Oh, it's horrific. 3, 6, 9, 10. It is the wipeout. Flankers collapsed across here. Droids withering away. All right, so hacking limb from limb here, just disintegrating the droids. As soon as they're touched, they're gone. And one droid destroyed has turned into a whole heap of them gone here. So it's been a real slaughter. What a turnaround here. Space Marines breaking in with style, stamina, and aggression. The captain's fighting. He's just tucked in there fighting away, so he'll do his attacks.
So he's got
He's 5
he's
base.
5 attacks base, 1 for charging, and because he's got a chainsword, he gets an additional 3 attacks because he's a grabber's captain.
I need to get hold of that model.
So 2s, rerolling everything because I blessed him, and then looking for 6s.
Wow. And reroll that 1.
2.
No, the one was rerolled, got a 6. So we've got, let's turn that into all hits and 3 extra being added in. That's insane. 3s to win?
3s to win, yeah.
Okay. Okay. 5.
2, 4, 5, yeah.
Nothing. -1.
-1, yeah.
Yeah, 4 dead. Right, rest of the combat's resolved. 4 casualties put onto the droids. They actually attacked back and caused a wound on the captain. Impulsor across here did no damage. We attacked back and caused a wound. And then, strangely enough, across here, we attacked and caused a wound on the chaplain with a failed save. So, that's combat's resolved. Droid to guard caused a wound, but armor save passed, no problem. I think there's some morale to resolve here, and then we'll finish off the turn. But the Marines certainly have leveled up this game for sure. Okay, so end of turn. Morale busted here. Droid to guards are gone. Passed here. Passed with those. Rolled a 1 for them. So morale holds with the droids, but droid to guard gone. We forgot a consolidation move. These pushed through to here. Now points coming in pretty healthy. 4 points picked up for primaries. 3 points picked up for the mission here. Points are scored at the end of the turn. And Michael has claimed these 2 to add to his total. There's another one over there in No Man's Land. It's maxed at 3 and the action was performed over there. So 3 points coming through, nice and healthy. Banners, another 2 points coming through for that. Shock Tactics, 4 points picked up for clearing me off objectives. And then Promethean Creed, another 2 flowing in. So it's 29 points here. Nice flow of points coming through for the Space Marines and a good recovery from them. I wouldn't say they have won yet, but they have leveled up the game for sure. There's a healthy amount of points coming through. The droids have a chance to try and blow the Marines away. This kind of attack across here needs to be stemmed and stopped. Otherwise, the droids will continue to fold. Our firepower has been halved, I reckon, here. So that's healthy enough. The main droid to guard unit gone. Tanks, 2 of them. 2 out of 4 removed from play. So droids need to do something. Otherwise, they will lose their grip on this game. We'll go on to their 4th turn. Time's starting to run out as well. We're going to turn 4 for the droids next as the game hangs in the balance. Right, turn 4 for the droids. They desperately fight on here to try and remedy the situation. Falling back out of close combat against the captain. Up 3 and along 3 with the Cadre Fireblade. Remaining in close combat with those. They are very much stranded over on that flank. Falling back to this position and then going to fire through here. Hammerheads backing off. Shifting rounds. Going to try and use 2 in this direction here. We've picked up no points for primaries. We've been booted off of these 2. We do hold 1. We need 2 or more. At least to pick up points. Holding position with him to mark light up some targets. Droid guards have relocated and swung around to here. They've been joined by a flanking unit of droids. These are performing the action on the objective, and then the other droids are split away from close combat to try and get engaged on all fronts. So that's movement done. We'll go into shooting phase here. We'll see how we do. We've got 2 hammerheads left. We'll see what kind of damage they can do. Another transhuman decision. So we'll fire across here. We have the main gun and the sponsons going into the Blade Guard veterans. Strew gums on the dice roll here. Where else would you transhuman? The chaplain, to keep him alive.
I will... How many shots? Is it D3 shots?
So 3d3 shots with the main gun and then 16 shots with the strength 6 minus 1 damage.
Okay.
Accelerated burst cannons. Hitting you at normal. You'll hold on a second. Before we do that, we'll roll up some marker lights here. Yep. So I'm going to marker light them up with the Lortu's lantern from here. He's moved, he's going to be out of it. So 3s. Yeah, 6 marker light hits. So I'm going to be increasing the ballistic skill against them with multiple units firing through. They're going to get a lot of flak.
4 pin vans.
It's going to leave it. It's going to hold it for the chaplain. Here it comes. There's a lot of stuff here. There's another make or break moment in this game. So here we go. Number of shots first of all with this. So 3d3. Okay, 5. We're using a marker light hits here. So 3s. Supercharging. Targeting array. Tau sept. Yes. 2s to wound. 4. Come on, mate. Come on, reroll. Oh. Just about right. 4 make it through. 4 at -2. 2 up, 3 up, 4 up. 4 up save, 4 up in 1 save with these.
And who's this?
It's the last one. It's Nicholas Lucas, who's an Imperial Grey Knights. Imperial Knights, Adeptus Mechanicus, but not Custodes player.
Should I do them separately just to...
You can do for glory.
4 up.
No.
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 4 up. Yep.
Block that one. No. Damage 3 each time.
So 3 dead.
I think we've got unit of the game here for the droids.
And then, because they died, we've got the Chapter Ancient.
So shoot with pistols.
Shoot pistols, yeah.
Got it, go ahead.
3s. Oh no, I've got to see if I actually do it.
Do it, 4 pluses.
4 pluses,
go ahead.
Oh, so just 2 of them.
Yeah, 3s going against this droid squad here.
Yeah, 3s. Just 1, AP1.
Not save, pick one off. Okay. 16 shots with the accelerator burst cannons. Threes. Threes. -1, you're on +1, so you're going to go for 3s.
3s, yeah.
3 pluses on 6 dice. That comes off. That's the wound on one of the models.
6, 3 plus. Damage 1 apiece.
Damage 1 at a time, yeah. Ooh, triple 1. Another one gone. Ouch.
And then I'll see if he shoots.
Yeah, it's just high impact. Yeah.
Nope.
Alright, okay. Just the one model left. So I'm going to fire these next. I'm going to play Relentless Fusillade. Anything -1. They're reroll ones. 6 is popping extra hits. And we're going to use a marker light hit as well. So 3s. Rerolling 1s. Take away the 1s and 2s. 6s. Add those 2 back in. This isn't too bad.
Really good.
Then we're going to go for 3s to wound. Okay. Right, now this is interesting. We'll go Tau Sept. That was a 3 there, does not make much difference. Okay, so take away the 1s and 2s. Yeah, this is a dangerous volley from this droid squad. So what we're looking at actually is through Unity Devastation, 4 saves at -2.
Oof. Okay, so that goes to -1.
Yeah, so 4 ups.
4 ups.
This could be enough to get him. 2 wounds come through. Teeters on 1 wound left. And then 7 saves of 3+.
Oh, he's definitely going.
I think he's going to go, yeah. Withering firepower here. There's still a sting in the
One.
It's enough to bring him down. Yeah. Target destroyed. Blade Guard veterans, you're right to shelter them. Firepower has been dangerous enough. They have come out to play for a short short time. They have made an impact for sure, but they've been eliminated here. Droids coordinating their firepower to bring that target down. So the Gut B hammerhead across here. The main gun's now going to go into the character, and then the Decker, the accelerator burst cannons into those Terminators. So number of shots. 6. Looking for 4s. 2. Supercharging, by the way.
Yeah.
Targeting array. Tau Sept. Ooh, okay, 2s to wound. Okay, and I've got no CP left, so I've got to leave it at that. 2 wounds do come through, the 3 damage at a time. Just need to pass at least one of these.
AP.
-2.
-2. Yeah, 1.
+1. 3 wounds taken. He lives. Okay, 2 wounds remain. I think he's a 5 wound model. Primaris should be. Yeah, 5 wounds. 2 wounds left. Firepower down here with the squad. Looking for 4s. 6s pop extra hits. 3s to wound. Oh, just the 1.
Cool.
Passed. Fine. Okay. Forgot to do the accelerator burst cannons. Looking for 4s. Coming through. Looking for 3s to wound on these. Just 3. So AP -1 +1 for the shield. So back to 2s. Okay, passed. Well done. Right, now the transhuman on the chaplain. This is the droid de guards firing. They need 4s though for their hits, and we are supercharging. And I'll Tau Sept that, just try and get out of, taking the mortal wound. And we'll go for 3s to wound, 4s to wound. Has that helped? Oh, look at that. It has. Yeah, 3 have made it through though. It's enough to kill him, but we're down to saves here of 4+ on 3 dice. No, and yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 wounds left. He is in trouble. Droids, they might be able to do it. 20 shots. They've just turned up a bit late to the party. Party that they might regret turning up to. 4s.
Is that extra?
No, we're too far away from the buffs. Yeah. So we're looking at that. It's a shame. Look at that. 4s to wound. And no kind of buffs going off. 4 saves, no minus. 4 saves of 3+. He could still fall here. Ooh. High pressure roll. Got him twice. Yeah. Chaplain just about gunned down. That's Ray Cross as well. Target eliminated. Just about here by the droids. Right, okay. Shooting phase is now complete. I was saving a CP for those to fire as pistol shots, but other things took priority, so no shooting from then. He fired down there with his relic pulse rifle, but got no hits coming through, sadly. That is firepower complete. Charges, no. There's some ongoing combats to resolve here, and then we'll go on to the 4th turn for the Marines. Alright, so points coming in. Nothing for primaries. That is a significant blow. 1 point picked up because we started the action and reclaimed this just with an objective secured model. Just about managed to get a hold of that. 2 points at the moment for retrieve battlefield data just for the 2 table quarters where the action's been done. Again, nothing for engaging all fronts. Don't have stuff in position. Haven't reclaimed over on this side despite having pushed forwards across the other side. So frustrating secondary here for the droids in this game. No prisoners, yes. Points coming through for that. Probably still around about 5, 6, 7 points. Add that all together, that puts us on at about 25, 26 points. Michael has 29. He's got a turn in hand now, so we're sensing the game is starting to swing around in his favour. Units have been eliminated though. Chaplain's a very useful unit. Blade Guard veterans are gone, so options have been cut down, but there may still be enough assets available to tie up the droids here and start pushing them back. We'll see. This game still hangs in the balance here. It's been a good recovery from the Marines, but neither side is guaranteed victory, so a close fight for sure, which is what we hope for in our games. Especially for someone visiting, just get blown off the table. But Michael's been patient here, and his patience has been rewarded. We'll see if he can push on and tip this game in the favour of the Space Marines. We'll go on to their turn 4 next. Alright, so movement here on turn 4 for the Space Marines. Terminator's just going to cling on to this objective. It could be a case of starving the droids out. The droids aren't going to push through aggressively. I think Michael knows that, so you can perhaps camp out on objectives and see the game through. Space Marines just claim the middle ground, and that will get them their victory. Holding position here, swinging around with ease. Librarians starting to push through, staying close combat to continue to tie up those droids. Holding position here. Banner's just tucked around by that building. Captain's moved around and underneath. I think he's intent to go after the droids that are upstairs. Moving across with him, but no vehicle targets, just too far away. Pushing through these and taking shelter. And again, I think the mission is just to camp out on this objective across here. That's movement done, quite straightforward. Psychic phase complete, and I need to take off 1, 2 Marines from there from a smite. And then your other power went off.
Veil of Time, yeah.
Veil of Time did go off as well. Okay, that's psychic phase finished. Shooting phase next. Shooting phase, not too much. A droid picked off here from the vehicle as it fired whilst in close combat. A droid picked off here. That was firepower coming from... Someone shot him. These.
Yeah, the melter. One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one that came through.
Yeah, that's right. I picked off one of those. And that's about it. So we'll go on to charges next. Yeah, it's another turn of good points coming through. 12 points picked up for Prime. This is a killer. So holding on to multiple objectives. That's more than us, and then 3 or more objectives. So 12 points picked up. That's huge. 3 points picked up for the other part of the mission, for the action being performed across there, and then multiple no man's land objectives being held. Banners another 2. Shock Tactics another 4 for reclaiming this objective across here. And then Promethean Creed, another 2 points been picked up for that. It's a very safe objective over in that corner. So this is going well for the Space Marines. The droids are now well and truly behind. It looks bleak for them as far as trying to push the Space Marines back. Only 1 turn left. Droids may well have run out of time, despite their impressive firepower in the first 2 turns of the game. They stand now with the odds against them. Who would have said that on turn 1 and turn 2? It just shows sometimes you have to dig your heels in, as no surrender, and just hold on. Then wait for the right point to strike back. That's what Michael's done. It's worked out well for him here in this fight. We'll press on, turn 5 here for the droids, but it's looking like this battle is slipping away from them. Alright, it's turn 5 for the droids. I think we've lost here. 0 points picked up for primaries. That's been the killer for us in this game. Both tanks have rounded around across here. Droids gone into sort of an AI banzai mode here. They've headed off in this direction. Left him where he is. Droids shifting around, perform the action on this. Need him for the marker light hits coming through. Then pushed around the corner of these to lay down some firepower into the Terminators. And over in the top left-hand corner, we rolled up and did manage to retrieve battlefield data. So another table call to scan for that. We'll go on to shooting phase for the droids next. Last bit of firepower from them. Shooting phase finished. So firepower from here went across to these. A lot of saves passed thanks to cover. 2 fired across into the captain, managed to pick off a wound. He's just down to 2 wounds left. Other firepower that came through. The Dakar from this accelerated burst cannons took out the Ancient, and then the main gun took 3 wounds off the captain. So he's got 2 wounds left, but he has managed to survive through here to the end of the game. We have reclaimed that objective across there, but not on this one. And the other no man's land objectives still well under control of the Space Marines. Terminators, they were put there to camp out on that objective. They have taken some damage, but they have survived the majority of the squad, so they have done their job. With some damage coming through. That's the turn finished here for the droids. I reckon the game, you can pretty much predict what's going to happen next here with the Space Marines. Yeah, so we've rounded the turn off and we've projected ahead what the scores would be. It's quite a resounding victory to the Space Marines, actually. So, talk about Patient Hunter. I think Patient Hunter is a Tau trait, actually. Michael's done very well here. So, good for him and good for the Imperium. The droids have been sent reeling here. After their initial success, turns 1 and turn 2, they were shooting at targets at leisure. They were reaping a heavy toll. But the assault got in just about. There was in a couple of stages, that turn 3, turn 4, and then the points started to flow in quite nicely. So the black pen ran out, so we've switched to blue. Quite appropriate here for, for Michael's victory. So you can see this is where it shifted. Our primary was looking okay, and then it just died off turn 4, turn 5. Really was brutal, dropping down to 19 points total. Early stages of the game, despite the damage, look, Michael kept the flow coming through. So that was healthy enough, and then turn 4, turn 5, a massive objective grab leading to maximum points scored on primaries, 45 points coming through. Banners was good, 2 more points in the last turn of the game, and then at the end of the battle getting them as well, so 4 points in total. Shock tactics, we reckon Michael would have converged and wiped and cleared that objective, another 4 points, and Prometheum Creed another 2. 77 points, which is turned out to be a good score. Low points coming through at the start of the game, but really doing well. Excellent on primaries and strong on all the secondaries working together. And then for the droids, engagement fronts was a real bane for us, just 2. Retrieve battlefield data, we got up to 8, so it's okay. And then no prisoners, the total was about 81 wounds caused. You get +1 on top of that, so 9 points scored. 38 points to 77. The margin is actually quite big here for the Space Marines. They have done very well indeed. Droids not eliminated. There's still a chunk of their army left. There's tanks, there's droids, squads spread out. There's droid de guards still operational. But from a tactical point of view, despite the heavy casualties for the Marines, more points have been picked up. Significant amount, actually, over and above the droids. So that's the game. Here, the Imperium has victory over the Xenos. Star Warsy incursion on the channel. Well done to them. Units of the game here struggle for... Well, Michael's got multiple options. I have to give it to the tanks. It was their firepower that gave us hope at the first few turns of the game. Mightily intimidating and especially effective against medium and heavy infantry. Units of the game for the Space Marines, a number of contenders. Big honourable mention to the captain across here, just wading his way across the battlefield and then plunging into the droids, hacking those apart at ease, or with ease. Eradicators. Their firepower was vital. It could have been better, but it was effective.
The only firepower I've really got.
Yeah. All right, Michael's saying it has to go to the Blade Guard veteran. They led this break-in across here, which really helped to seal the deal. They got through to the droid de guards. It was a team effort, I think, fair enough, across the board, but it was their fight across here. Taking out the droid de guards, it's like a 360-odd point unit, so it's crucial to bring those down. That helped the rest of the force to break through. And it was clearing objectives as well. It took the objectives off of us, and then Michael was able to control them and take them. So that really helped shift things around as far as points are concerned. But that's the battle. We'll call out the silver level patrons that get names shouted out at the end of all of our games. That's Dawson Backen, Rebecca Flack, Gilliman's Golden Boy, Jason Martinez, Marcus Olson, Peter Goodall, Ross Caldwell, William Schwarz, and Zachary Lee. So big thanks to them for their support at silver level. Big thanks to Michael Fryer at Phoenix Lord, travelling down and joining us for a game of Challenger Scorpion. I did say, are you sure you want to play against the droids? It's total heresy. And he says, yep, go for it. And so thanks to him for taking part in the game today. That's the Challenger Scorpion battle. In this game, I will pack up my droids and put them away. They'll come back here for more fun games with them in our Star Wars versus 40k themed battles that we're playing with the droids. That's the battle. Keep a lookout for more games on the channel. Thanks for watching and tune in next time.